It is that November feeling. College football playoff on the line with each and every moment. Goodbye and hello, Enzo. Devin Lloyd with the pick six. And it's a Buckeyes touchdown.
Just wow.
We're chasing greatness right now. Leave no doubt.
Touchdown, MSU.
Let's go.
Thibodeau wrecks this drive again.
Finish this thing.
It's playoff or bust, championship or bust.
Win, and you are in.
This is what the college football season is all about. It is week 12. We are in Columbus, Ohio, and we've got a top 10 matchup in the Big Ten. And you guys probably haven't heard this, so let me tell you a little secret. This game has huge college football playoff implications. Number 7, Michigan State, in town to take on the 4th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. It's going to be a really good one. I just got hit in the head by Bruce because he has a big head. Welcome to College Gameday presented by Battlefield 2042. Harry Douglas feels like he's going to take on Brutus, not only in a dance-off, but in a dress-off. He wore this suit. He texted me on Tuesday that he was wearing this suit.
So I had to represent for my Ohio State crowd today, baby. That's why I had to come in my Ohio State colors. I had to represent.
This man got money, okay? That's what this means. You know what Drake said, right? I see all this money through my Ohio State Buckeyes. That's Harry Douglas right here. Right,
I don't have nothing, Christine. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing.
Every single show with something that we call The Top, where we talk about the things that we're most excited about, looking forward to in this college football weekend. I'm going to let Harry Douglas go first. What do you have?
For me, I'm looking at the Oklahoma Sooners, right? Caleb Williams last week didn't have a great game.
Right.
So I want to see how he's going to face adversity, come back today. Also, that defense of Oklahoma, they got ran through. When I mean ran through, like a Mack truck. Right. By the Baylor Bears. So I want to see this week, Iowa State has a guy, Breece Hall, one of the top backs in the country. Right. Can they contain him? Can they stop him? That's what I want to see today.
Oklahoma State defense isn't good. Or Oklahoma defense isn't good. Big 12 defense isn't good. What are you talking about? I've never heard that ever in my life. Love Caleb Williams. Hopefully he bounces back. Obviously, Oklahoma's still trying to win the Big 12. They still have a shot to do it. It's a slim chance, but it's a chance to win the Big 12.
They have a chance.
I'm most excited about, so I love when I talk a little ACC football. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta represent for both Miami and Clemson, and I'm going to talk about Clemson specifically this week because they're taking on number 10 Wake Forest. And here's something that you guys might not know: Clemson, though their offense has completely slipped through their fingers, though their dominance has completely slipped through their fingers, they still have a chance to win the Atlantic Division, which means that Clemson still has a chance.
They have a chance
to win the entire conference. Now we know that the ACC is not going to be in the CFP this year, but if they beat Wake Forest on Saturday, and then Wake Forest loses to Boston College next week, and then NC State loses to either Syracuse or North Carolina, that means that Clemson still has a chance.
Well, that sounds like they need a whole lot of help. They need prayer. Sounds like Clemson needs prayer.
Listen, just have a little faith.
They need prayer.
Faith the size of a mustard seed, Harry Douglas. That's all you need.
Christine, they need prayer. That's what the Clemson Tigers need, prayer.
Yeah, I'll pray for them. We know Dabo likes to pray too. All right, so we're going to welcome in our friend, Tom Van Aaron, to talk about 3 big things. What's going on, Tom?
I feel underdressed right now. Look at this man.
I'm a little disappointed. You didn't bring us any food today.
I know. You know what? I said that to the producer. I was like, I'm traveling too far to bring food. It never would have made it. So.
That makes sense. So, unfortunately, these guys don't get any food, but we're going to talk about some exciting things that are happening in college football with 3 big things. And we start with the walk-on for Kansas? Because I know you were talking about Big 12 football, and something weird happened last week where Kansas beat Texas, right? And the walk-on, Jared Casey, who caught the winning score, and the Jayhawks upset over Texas, and had this, he had the video that his parents shot of them winning 2-point play, and it went viral. Now, we all know that NIL is happening. People are getting money, a little money. So he now has a deal with Applebee's in Lawrence, Kansas, and Lewis Automotive Group, a dealership in the Lawrence, Kansas area. So where do you feel like this moment, this upset, Kansas over Texas ranks in the upsets in college football?
Well, we had to factor in the Applebee's deal to that, right?
True.
I mean, this is a huge deal. It's not Appalachian State, Michigan, right? It's not that big. But for Kansas, a program that has struggled so much, to come in and beat, just have that kind of win, and then have this moment for a walk-on, I thought it was so cool. And really, that's what NIL is about, right? This is what everybody wanted to see. If you guys saw the video, he's actually a pretty good actor, too. I mean, the commercial that he shot for Applebee's was pretty awesome. So you have to feel for a program like Kansas that has struggled so much. Now they get some attention, and a walk-on gets an Applebee's deal. That's crazy.
Listen, I'll tell you, what I like the most about it is that I don't think he has had an offensive snap until that game, right? And then not only that, his parents traveled 11 and a half hours to go watch him play.
Right.
Shout out to his mama and daddy. Shout out to that family, because that means they love their baby. And they're going to do anything they can to go watch their baby play.
How proud are they now, too, that he's got a commercial, he's got all the attention. Hard work is not just the scholarship players, it's those walk-ons, too. So he's getting rewarded for his hard work.
You're right about that.
We love a good walk-on story. All right, let's talk about these coaching firings, because there's been a few. So Virginia Tech fired Justin Fuente on Tuesday at 7:40 a.m. of all times, making him the 12th FBS coach fired before the season is over. The mid-December early signing day clearly had an impact on mid-season firings, with more to come in the next 2 weeks. So what do you make of all of these college football? Is this like the new normal in college football?
I think so. And everything in college football, you guys know this, everything is an arms race, right? How can I get an advantage on the next program? And when all these athletic directors, administrators are seeing other programs fire their coach right now, they're saying, I got to go in now and try to get the guy that I want. If I don't fire him now, I'm going to be behind the 8 ball. And it was funny, a lot of people talk about, does this impact recruiting? You mentioned the signing day. I've actually looked at numbers in the past, and this initial signing class for new coaches that come in, there's not a big impact on their tenure at their next school. So if they're doing this to try to salvage the recruiting class, I don't think it's a smart idea, and I don't know where we go from here. If the coaching carousel calendar continues to move up and up, when does it end? Where's the inflection point?
Well, Tom, I don't like it because, number one, I think when you go to a university, everything is about foundation, right? Building that foundation, having these players be able to trust the university that they're going to have a guy there, and he's going to be sustained there for a while, not 1 year, 2 years, and he's gone. Right? I don't like that for recruiting. I don't like that for these kids because it's teaching them consistency, not consistency.
Well, and what's the expectation? Can every team win a national championship? No. So what is the expectation going forward for these coaches?
That's true. All right, so the Heisman race is a thing, and we haven't really talked that much about Heisman contenders, Heisman hopefuls. We're at Ohio State. One guy on this team that is hoping to win the Heisman, CJ Stroud. Is it his Heisman to lose? So there's only 2 more weeks of the regular season. We have conference championships left, and the Heisman race is still wide open. So Bryce Young is currently at the top. Do we feel like this is CJ Stroud's Heisman to lose?
I don't think it's his to lose. I think it's his to win today.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
Go out and win the Heisman today, because you got a guy on the opposite side in Kenneth Walker that's trying to do the same thing.
That's true.
So I don't think it's his to lose. Bryce Young has put together a great season. We know that. He can continue to show off and put up big numbers too. If CJ Stroud has a big game today, I think he's going to start to build some momentum. But guys, there's one quarterback that is not getting talked about that I think should. Bailey Zappi from Western Kentucky took Western Kentucky last year, the worst passing offense in FBS, to number 1.
And not only is he having a good year, he lit up this Michigan State defense as well.
Right. Why is Bailey Zappi not getting any love? I'm showing him love right now. Any Western Kentucky fans, Bailey Zappi's on my list.
Okay, well, one guy that we know that is certainly getting love in the Heisman conversation, like you mentioned, Kenneth Walker III. Okay, wait. Let's look at the helmets. We got Lee Corso. Okay, this is my favorite part. This is everybody's favorite part. Michigan, Ohio State. Okay. Of course, he chooses Ohio State.
It's officially game day, right?
It is officially game day right now. Thanks so much, Tom, for joining us. And you mentioned Kenneth Walker III. So that Michigan State defense is going to have to take, or offense is going to have to take on Ohio State's defense.
Kenneth Walker blows through the Wolverines. He's into the end zone. That's his 5th TD of the ball game.
Unfreaking believable.
Well, first off, the running back is a great athlete. Walker does a great job of yards after contact.
You have to get a bunch of guys to the ball, and then your eyes have to be good on the play actions and limiting explosive plays.
And we're not leaving up to just one guy. That's important. We have to be able to run the ball when we want to, and that sets up everything that we do.
They're a very physical team, and I feel like we can match that physicality, and we also bring a lot of speed to the table, flying around, making plays.
He's hit and he's dropped, and the football's picked up, and running the other way is Kane with Ohio State's 6th defensive touchdown of the year.
Every year, Ohio State's known for having an elite defensive line and then, having guys in the back end that make a lot of plays. We know that they're going to play well and play hard, and the crowd is, as loud as it can be. And I'll be leaning on my teammates, leaning on my coaches, and we'll all be going forward together.
Music playing in the background. Harry Douglas is pulling out some moves.
How would you grade him?
I was gonna grade. Well, I don't know what the heck he's doing. I honestly don't know.
My favorite part is he's got a great suit and he's being tough in Ohio, but those gloves, you got ski gloves on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
They're heated. Also.
So you got the clean suit and you got the ugliest gloves in the history of the world. Hey, they compliment the suit really well.
Where are we right now? Okay, let's talk about this matchup. We got Michigan State taking on Ohio State. I mean, this game is a big deal for a lot of reasons. The Buckeyes are aiming to be the only second FBS team ever to have 3 wide receivers with 1,000 receiving yards this season. Meanwhile, the Spartans are dead last in FBS.
Spartans.
130 out of 130. They had 329 yards a game in passing yards. It's a record per game.
So you're saying it's a good matchup?
What are you expecting in this matchup? Is that how you say? How do you say Spartans?
Spartans. It's not that. It's Spartans.
Okay.
Spartans.
The Spartans.
And by the way, I heard you call them the wrong name too. But we're gonna digress. I digress. Listen, it's a tough matchup. Michigan State has struggled all year long to defend the pass. So you need some speed and a good quarterback. Ohio State's got plenty of that. So I think if you're going to win this game, if you're Michigan State, you got to do it with Kenneth Walker. You got to do it with your offense. You had to score 35+ against Michigan to win. You did. So I think that's the same recipe. They're going to have to score a bunch of points, maybe play a little keep away with Kenneth Walker.
Now, you look at Ohio State, they're almost a 20-point favorite in this game. Now, we had 14 teams where they've become a 20-point favorite lose. That's the most since 2010. Sparty, 3-0 as an underdog.
Yep.
To become 4-0, what must they do today?
Well, we talked about it. It's run Kenneth Walker. Maybe create some turnovers, right? Like when you saw Nebraska hang tight with Ohio State, it was creating some turnovers. You're going to have to do the same thing. But listen, they're here. Like they were at home for Michigan. That's a big-time advantage being at home. You got the crowd with you. So they're going to have to create some turnovers and steal some possessions. They're going to have to pressure C.J. Stroud, which I don't know if they can. Yeah. But in the end, it doesn't matter. Just win. Like whatever it takes, whether it's special teams, whether it's scoring 40, whatever it takes. They've done a really good job beating Ohio State here. They've done it a lot. They've upset them several times in the top 5. So they'll be ready. I just don't know if they have enough time. All
right, so I know you've heard the rumors. 10 years, 95 million extension for Mel Tucker.
His money.
Just a little bit, a slight work. Do you feel like there's any extra motivation for the Buckeyes to just kind of put the nail in the coffin on this one?
No, I don't think there's extra motivation, but if I was Mel Tucker, I'd sign that thing as fast as possible.
Right.
Before this game.
Should have signed it before this game.
Get it done now. But listen, Mel Tucker, it's interesting. Before this season, he was 8-12 as a coach in Michigan Spurs, a head coach at Michigan State, I think. So he really struggled. He was below 500 now. 9-1's got it cooking. Caught lightning in a bottle, too, because remember, transfer portal and stuff like that. You can't live in the transfer portal every year.
Right.
Because there's a reason people are in the transfer portal.
Exactly.
It's not always Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
You ain't going to find that very often. So I think Mel Tucker's a great coach. He's got a great personality. I'm glad he's staying here. I hope he stays at Michigan State because we need more. We need Ohio State to have a rival and somebody that can build it and recruit, and I think he can do that.
All right, let's talk a little ACC football. And Harry thinks this is hilarious that I'm talking about this, but I told you I went to Clemson for grad school, and you were like, why don't you talk about Clemson? Clemson isn't playing that well this season, however.
Let's talk Miami, your other school.
Or Oklahoma. Who else? Other school she likes. How about all 9 again?
What don't you claim? You should have been a Bama claimer, okay?
Don't even. Okay. So Clemson is currently on a 3-game win streak. They take on Wake Forest. Wake Forest is 10th in the country right now. This is a big game for both teams because Clemson still has a shot at winning the Atlantic. Obviously,
somehow.
Wake Forest wants to win. I know, right? It's crazy. Wake Forest wants to win the Atlantic division in the ACC. Who do you give the edge in this matchup?
I give the edge to Wake because Wake can score, and we've seen it. But I tell you this, they run that slow mesh. It's a different kind of offense. The one way you beat it is with good defensive line play. Xavier Thomas, Miles Murphy, guys that they have. That's why Clemson's had so much success against them. Wake Forest, they can't stop a nosebleed. They can't stop a cold. They can't stop a cold with antibiotics, okay? They struggle. So I do expect Clemson's offense to look better. 33-game home winning streak on the line. I think this will be very competitive. Listen, Wake's found a way. I'll give Wake the reason to find another reason to find a way.
I want to see Andrew Booth Jr. versus the receivers.
Which one? Roberson or Perry? Both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
He's supposed to be a first-round draft pick. I want to see first-round draft pick play tonight.
Yep, they've both been balling.
All right, so all eyes today are on the Big Ten, specifically because of this matchup that we're here for today. But there's a big matchup happening in the Pac-12 as well.
And they're running with Dye, lunging for the end zone and in. Touchdown, Oregon.
Travis Dye has been as good of a football player as there is in the entire country.
Offense is very dynamic. They have a lot of elite playmakers, getting your guys in space, but also using the quarterback to run games.
If they run the ball, the effectiveness that they have all year long, it's not going to bode well for us. We've got to try to slow that run game down.
Brought down. Devin Lloyd, one of the top linebackers in the nation.
Both Lloyd and Sewell, tremendous linebackers, sideline to sideline, downhill.
I think it's hard to go against Devin Lloyd. He's a difference maker on that football field.
They present some mismatch issues when they bring in 6 and 7 guys.
We need to go into the game understanding that it's going to be a real dogfight.
With what's down the road, we just know that Saturday at 5:30, we've got to be ready to go.
What was your pro agility?
I can't even remember.
He said he was hating on me, so he said I coached you right.
All right.
Oh, my bad.
Pollack and Harry are talking about something. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyways, it's time for What a Time to Be Alive, brought to you by Battlefield 2042. And like I said, there's a top matchup in the Pac-12. Obviously, the Utes are looking to completely ruin Oregon's CFP. Two top teams. Utah is favored in this one, but all 3 of the Utes' losses this season have come as favorites. And Oregon has won 5 of their last 6 as underdogs. So the Utes haven't faced anyone like Kayvon Thibodeau. What kind of challenges is he going to present for Cam Rising?
He presents challenges for everybody, and ain't just Cam. But listen, it's not just him. You know, Dorless on the inside doesn't get talked about. He's a freak, and then you got Sewell too. You got a big physical front that honestly should be better than they are. They don't really stop the run great. Both these teams, if they were MMA fighters, they're just ground and pound fighters. That's all they want to do. They want to run the football. That's what they do best. Neither quarterback throws the ball down the field great or consistently. So I expect a quick game. But you know, it's interesting. Think about several years ago. Oregon had a chance to go to what? To go play for, or Utah had a chance to go play for it all, remember?
They had a chance to go make it into the playoff.
That's right.
Oregon stomped a hole in their face. Little payback, right? Utah can return the favor. So.
Now, Travis Dye. I don't know what this Oregon team will be without Travis Dye, especially when C.J. Verdell went down. But I don't want to focus on that. The other side of the ball for the Utah youth, for the Utes, right? Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd.
Child.
What must he do today to help get Utah a win?
Listen, they got to stop. They got to stop the quarterback run game, because we can talk about Dye and we can talk about Cardwell, who I think is going to be a freak too. He's a freshman. He looks good. 2-1. Watch him. He'll be a stud. He's averaging over 6 yards a carry. But you got to stop the quarterback run game. Anthony Brown, he's not a great passer. Now the offense is great around him, and I love what they do. But they use his feet, man. I mean, they're gonna run the power read. They're gonna run the zone read. They're gonna run all that stuff. Speed option. They're gonna run all the quarterback run game, and you got to be able to diagnose it and pull the trigger. So it's a tough offense to play, not from a passing standpoint, but the diversity of the run game.
And that's Mario Cristobal. That's his baby. That offensive line and that run game, that's his baby. So you already know that's going to be on point.
All right, let's talk SEC football. We got Arkansas taking on Alabama.
Anybody got any heated gloves I can borrow?
I had a hot hand if you want it.
A hot hand.
One hot hand.
Do you use those in Miami? Hey, this Arkansas, Alabama is going to be a surprise for everybody today, I think. Because I don't think Alabama's going to go in there and roll. Remember last year's offense. Do you remember how good Alabama was on offense? They struggled versus Arkansas. Devontae Smith had 2 punt returns that really changed the game. Barry Odom's going to drop 8 and make you stay patient. Alabama doesn't run the football like they used to. KJ Jefferson in the run game. I'm not going to be surprised if this is a really, really good football game. I'm going to go with Alabama and the playmakers, and I think James Williams will make enough plays. But I'll be surprised if it's in the game in the fourth quarter.
Now, DP, I think it's a little weird that an Alabama defensive player is flying under the national radar. Will Anderson Jr. Has there been a more dominant player in college football than he has?
Well, and the thing is, the kid's playing out of position. Like, if you watch Alabama usually has big old huge defensive tackles that eat human beings and stop up gaps. And he's having to do that because they're not very good in the inside. Like, he's not just playing outside linebacker like he used to. He's lining up in a 4 head-up offensive tackles. But he's still got such great hands. And so, no, he's definitely killing it. But listen, he's got 12 sacks. I don't know how high he can go, but he's got a couple big games coming up that Georgia, maybe they'll get in the championship game. But he's definitely had a phenomenal season, especially playing out of position like he's had to because of their lack of guys up front.
Leading college football in sacks right now.
All right, Pollack. That's all we got for you.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
I'll go get me some warm gloves. Thank you.
Get out of here.
Harry, so you hung out with the guy the other day, Travion Henderson. You wanna lead it to this piece?
Yeah, I had a chance to have a sit-down interview with Travion Henderson and his running back coach, Tony Alford. Y'all check this out.
Give me one of the main reasons why you chose this university.
I was talking to Coach Al at first, but like once I started to talk to Coach Alford, Coach Day and all of them, I knew they were the coaches I wanted to be coached by.
I think one of the moments that stood out for me this season, he and I've talked about this, is we're at Penn State, jumps off sides. And he comes to the sideline and he's upset and tears start forming in his eyes and he's upset and I'm like, dude, calm down. We trust you. I trust you, the staff trusts you, this football team trusts you. I think the next play you won 60.
Yeah.
Knocked out at the 1. Now you see the talents.
When you look at this football season so far, 2021, what's one of your favorite moments?
The run that really stands out to me was, I think it was in the fourth quarter of Penn State when you were in that linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was a 2-yard gain, right? And they went head-to-head, straight shot. You got up, he didn't, right? And that showed me, okay, here's this young guy's, he's willing to take those shots.
Trey, you come to Ohio State, Archie Griffin, got Zeke, Eddie George, J.K. Dobbins. How do you feel being added to that list at some point when you decide to leave Ohio State?
It'll be a blessing. Like every day I come in this building and I just look at like all the great players, not just running back, but all the great players who played here. I just want to come in here and see a picture of me on the wall. That just keep me motivated, keep me going. Just knowing so many great running backs came here before me.
He told me you was a different one, man. He told me you was a different breed.
A little fella.
Yeah.
this matchup today. Hanging out with us.
Nice to be here. Nice to be here. This is my first time with this young man, Harry.
Yes, ma'am.
Young man, we're in the Big Ten next. What the heck? Stop it.
Listen, Holly, I am from the dirty, dirty South. When I come up north, they say if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
You see that? That's a Big Ten girl right there. Come on.
This is why she's the OG, because we don't. He told you he has heated socks on too, right?
Heated socks, my toes feel warm and everything, Holly.
You know how when your parents get embarrassed of you? That's how I feel right now. That's how I feel right now.
So Harry had a piece with Travion Henderson. Obviously, he's going to do huge things today for Ohio State. What do you expect to see out of him in this matchup?
Well, Travion Henderson is not getting any of the hype coming into this game. Obviously, everybody's talking about Kenneth Walker III, and rightfully so. He leads the nation in scoring and rushing. But I have a really cute story. So we did an interview with Steele Chambers, who is a linebacker for Ohio State. And Steele Chambers came in here as a running back. He was recruited as a running back, and he said, the first time I saw Travion Henderson go, I was like, I'm okay with my decision to move to linebacker. He's like, I knew I was never going to beat that kid up, and I have felt so good about my decision to be a linebacker ever since. I thought that was cute because like the kids know he's the truth, and that's what's important.
Right.
And Holly, one of the best things for me, sitting down with him, he's so calm, cool, calm, and collected, right? All he wants to do is just go to school and play ball. Nothing flashy. He just gets the job done, has the respect of his teammates. That means a lot.
Yeah, I think so. He's a leader on this team, and he does it in a quiet way. And I actually think this could be a really good coming out party for him. Is everybody's going to tune into this game to see what Kenneth Walker III does, and Travion's going to be over there sitting there like, hi, I got some game too. And I think it's going to be a really big day for him.
You mentioned Kenneth Walker III. C.J. Stroud and Kenneth Walker III are two guys in this matchup that are kind of in the Heisman race right now. So as you look at those two players, what are you expecting to see out of them, especially as they hope to make a Heisman statement today in this matchup?
Yeah, I like that you say that because actually I'm a Heisman voter, and I'm just saying that like I think it's really cool. I love that I'm a Heisman voter. I just, pretty special. But
slight flex.
I really am looking at this game as a Heisman moment. So one of the things I consider as a voter is, did you perform in the biggest moment of your year in a way that is Heisman worthy? And I think this is one of those moments. Yeah. This is a game that will decide the East Division championship in many ways. And did you perform at your best? So I've seen C.J. Stroud play. I don't know that I would say he's a Heisman candidate in my mind right now. I've seen other better players, but this could be his moment. And this will be my first time seeing Kenneth Walker III live, so all eyes on that. I'm really excited to see how these two kids perform in this, their biggest moment of the year.
Right. Any chance you want to take Harry's gloves for the game today?
Those are not Heisman worthy. I'm just going to say it like that.
Holly, I was taught to ignore the noise, Holly. I was taught to ignore the noise.
Thanks, Holly. Another thing that I'm excited to look forward to in this matchup is the halftime, because the band is absolutely amazing. And I got to hang out with a person who has put the formations together for halftime. Take a look. Hey guys, Christine Williamson here with Dan Farr, and he has been charged with coming up with the formations this week, and we were talking a little bit offline about what exactly you had to learn in order to do, like with your hands. And I want to show people this because it is extremely hard. You make a square with one hand and a triangle with another.
Sure, right. So we're working on hand independence, things like that. The right hand does one thing, left hand does another. So if we hold up our hands here, we're gonna go like this, and now we have to go this way, and then that way.
I can't do it, and everybody loves your formations because they're so intricate. What is the hardest part of this process?
I would say making sure that the formations look really beautiful while also making sure that the music sounds fantastic. So they have to have all of this stuff memorized while also having all of their drill maneuvers memorized. You know, they're not just walking around staring at something the whole time. This conducting program does a beautiful job of giving us those opportunities to work with the marching and athletic bands while also conducting top-notch ensembles and learning how to do this band directing thing at the college level.
Beautiful.
Nailed it.
I can't do it, but he does it really well. Thanks so much, Dan.
Thank you.
Hitting his head with the hard hat. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, he has a concussion.
He for sure does. That's why he's jumping up and down right now. What are you most excited about in this matchup today?
I'm excited about the skill position players for Ohio State, but not just them, for Michigan State as well. I want to see a high-scoring affair. I want to see points flying. I want to see the footballs going in the end zone. That's what I want to see today, and I'm excited about it, too.
I'm just excited because one of these teams has to take it out, which means that one of these teams is out of the college football playoff conversation, and I just love a little drama. I just love it when things get dramatic. I don't like things that are boring. I mean, they'll shake things up.
I don't like all that. I'm a good Christian young man.
Whatever. Anyways, thank you for watching Countdown to College Game Day presented by Battlefield 2042. We'll see you next